Oh! Mais uma vez aqui eu peço aí desculpas pelo nosso lado e a colaboração dos palestrantes para que se atenham aí dentro dos 30 minutos quando a gente chegar, porque sempre já tem o próximo dentro da sala à espera para poder entrar e também ocupar os seus 25 a 30 minutos aí que a gente havia combinado. Então, mais uma vez, obrigado para todo mundo que está aí nos assistindo. Cada vez mais a audiência vem aumentando aí no YouTube, eu venho conferindo. Daqui a pouco tem o DJ Alok no palco Joy of Life, temos o Dado Schneider, tem uma série de grandes palestrantes chegando aí, muito legais. E agora a gente vai ter aqui o Antônio Santos, que é Social Media Business Evangelist and Senior Data Intelligence Expert. O pessoal com esses cargos querem derrubar o apresentador aqui, né? Mas eu estou ficando craque nisso já. A gente vai ter também o Marcelo Siqueira, a Leandra Costa, a Evelyn Mello fazendo um debate lá no palco New Horizons. A gente tem também no outro palco que já vai virar daqui a pouco. Não é no New Horizons, é no Work Life. Também não é não, volta aqui, tudo bem, mas a gente tem os três, ou não tem os três? Só dois. Okay. São só dois palcos então que a gente vai ter agora? Que beleza, então os outros palcos vão continuar, o apresentador aqui foi enganado pela planilha que ele estava olhando antes, então vamos continuar com a Campus Party Portugal.
So here I am, my name is Antonio, I work from Cork in the south of Ireland. And I would like to talk with you something that ended up resulting really well in relation to the previous speaker who was talking about Industry 4.0. I work in that sector at Atos over the last couple of years, and that's where my interest in focus more on the people side than on the robots. That's what appealed for me to do this presentation today about forget the robots, the future of work is about inclusion. So this is the main topic that I would like to discuss with you. So my name is Antonio, I work for Atos. I'm the founder of AXS Chat, a forum about inclusion and neurodiversity. I'm collaborate with talentculture.com, where we talk about HR, workplace, and trends. I'm the founder of Plus 10 Co-working, and more recently, I'm one of the founders of the Digital Transformation Lab that takes place in Ireland at the University College of Cork. So I do this on a regular basis because I'm very passionate about change, particularly in the areas that relate with work. So in relation to my work at Atos, we are a global leader in CSR. And in relation to what you are able to see now in front of you, I'm going to focus on the people side, something that I particularly like and something that drives all my work as a sociologist that works in a large organization. So during on the initial days of COVID-19, many people were sharing ideas across social media, and one of them that captured really my attention was this tweet about asking who led digital transformation of your company, and in the end the result was COVID-19 was acting as a trigger for change, facing all the things that were taking place. So many organizations who had plans to change and to transform, and that they had those plans somehow frozen for years, suddenly, due to the emergency of COVID-19, they had to change the way how they were working. So many organizations have been resisting to things like working from home, and with COVID-19, they have to release the technology in order to find ways for their employees to work from home. So there was no other way for them to continue to be in business without helping their employees and encourage them to work from home as a way to continue in business and to continue to be able to work and support their customers. So COVID-19 was a trigger for change and transformation for many organizations. And in relation to the topic that I want to highlight today is many of the solutions that we have needed for this pandemic are the same solutions like remote working. And this type of solutions are some of the solutions that people who have disabilities have been asking for years, because this helps them to integrate in the workplace. So for many years we ignored many of the solutions like remote working, and when we deploy them, they actually help organizations to become more inclusive. I work from home for more than 10 years. The organization that I work at, Atos, is very remote work friendly. Many of the colleagues that I collaborate on a daily basis, we all work from home, and this all also help us to make our organization more inclusive. And I would like to bring here a quote from my friend Caroline Casey. Disabled people are not just vulnerable, they are also valuable. So it's particularly important that we create organizations that are inclusive for everyone, and not inclusive. So many of us have seen this graphic, the evolution of humans from this until today. And here at the end of the graphic, we have a robot. I don't particularly like this graphic, but it has been very popular on the web, because it somehow resumes in a way our evolution in terms of work, but that is not really real in relation to what we need to change at work. So although machines can gradually become more powerful, humans will actually be even more essential, since technology will act as an integrator and not as a replacement of the skills that needed. This is a quote that I asked to my friend Antonio Grasso, a CEO of an organization that supports organizations to transform, because I had a discussion with Antonio before my presentation, and where I was explaining what I was going to do, and I wanted to bring the feedback and an idea from someone that not myself into my slides, because this is what want to highlight. And the future of work and the way how we work is something that needs to consider our own personal journeys as humans. From the day that we were born, from the way that we get a job. If you are a woman, from when you are pregnant and then you return to work, from the moment that we age, or we might have a disability. So our lifetime is a process where our abilities are in permanent change. And this is something that we need to consider in life and at work. It's something that we cannot ignore, and something that we need to pay more attention when we work in our own organizations. So it's paramount to create inclusive organizations that we consider the journey of ourselves when we work. So for an organization, it's particularly important that they consider the journey of a person when they hire them as a young engineer while that person ages. At the same time, for women, it's particularly important that organizations considering the journey of maternity as something normal in the life of a person, and integrates that as a part of their work, and doesn't discriminate just because of her condition. So it's particularly important that organizations adjust themselves into the needs and to the journeys of every individual. So why is that? Because we are all different. We all have different identities. We all have rights. We all belong to different communities, and we are all in somehow at some time in life we might have a permanent or a permanent disability, a temporary disability. So it's particularly important that we consider our own status, and also our mental health. So it's particularly important that organizations consider the whole spectrum of the human needs. And as you can see here on this graphic, you have neurodiversity at the upfront, because neurodiversity includes things like autism, dyslexia, and levels of attention in terms of work, and also brings to the table of work a set of skill sets from these individuals that cannot be ignored. So it's particularly important that we consider all the abilities of all of us in order to be able to integrate them at work, because we are going to need them. So even automation is going to bring a major social and economic disruption in the short term, but it won't get rid of the need of humans for work. So if we want to create a balanced society, we need to make sure that people have a reason and are able to work. Human intelligence is geared towards producing useful goods. So we'll continue to look at purposeful activities to do, and we will seek collaborations with others for mutual benefit. I'm today at this event at Campus Party, and I'm one of the speakers, one of many, and we have hundreds of people out there looking at this event. It's particularly important that we focus more in collaboration across nations and across skills. It's particularly important that we seek this kind of collaboration for mutual benefit, and trying to get away of things that create divisions and create attrition between people. So collaboration is at the heart of who we are, and are one of the things that are able to make the world move forward. So today, we are able to work from many different places. We are able to work from home. We are able to work from a co-working place. We are able to work from an office. We can work from anywhere as nomads. When I'm with my laptop, I can basically do all my activities in consulting from any place around the world, from the moment that I have internet access and the laptop. There's nothing that can limit my work today, having access to the web. Or I can have a call on Zoom and collaborate with others in this format, being able to connect with people across geographies in the different parts of the world. So for me, it's particularly important that we can release people from a physical space and decentralize collaboration. And going back to the beginning of my presentation, this is going to help us to make organizations and work more inclusive to everyone. If you are someone who are dyslexic, you can work far better when you are able to work from home in the environment that you are able to control. If you are someone that you are autistic and are able to develop a task or a work and are able to be a developer, you will work a lot better if you are able to work from home. The same if you are someone that is visually impaired, and if you are able to work from home, the level of cognitive workload that is required for you to go to an office and use public transport can be improved if you are able to work from home. So for me, it's very important that we can release people from a physical space and decentralize collaboration. From the moment that we did decentralized collaboration, this is going to allow us to connect with people that are different from us and are in different geographies around the world, and this will help us to improve innovation in everything we do. So we are, as an organization, the one that I work and many others, we have people across the world. We have people with different ages, with different abilities, with different ethnicities and different cultures. And this is extremely valuable. This is more valuable than robotics or technology at work. So this is one of the best assets that companies have today. So for me, having a diverse team working from a fancy office in Seattle or in San Francisco, London, Munich might not equate on diversity if you ignore all other employees across geographies who also have ideas and opinions. So it's particularly important that we are able to break down the silos of organizations. And when we are ideating, when we are creating new projects, we're able to bring people from different sides of the organization, not just the ones who work on a head office, on the main side of the organization. Is really important that we are able to bring everyone and to share ideas and opinions. So, and in order to be able to support them, if we want people to effectively work from home, we need to enable them by ensuring connectivity, ergonomic setup that won't harm them, and at the same time that they're able to use communication tools that are accessible for them to work, for them to be able to be part of that conversation and be able to collaborate with others. So the hybrid model is something that can allow us into this journey, because it will allow us to put on the side of the employee the decision where that person is going to work from. And I would like to bring here another quote from my friend Kay, who is a member of the Siemens Cybersecurity Board, that says, "Let's make work a thing we love, do, not a place we go." So it's really important that work is something that we like to do, not a place we go to unpack our bag, put our laptop in the desk and start working. That has nothing to do with work. So it's particularly important that we start to consider this in our own organizations. In the previous session, my colleague was talking about robotics, Industry 4.0, the impact of transformation, but we need to focus more on the needs of the employees and how those employees can help move work further to make the organizations more inclusive. So work from everywhere. Okay. Because from the moment that you're able to work from everywhere, there are a few other things that we're able to improve around the world. We're able to create a more sustainable society, and we're able to be actors of the decarbonization journey. So these are two outcomes from the moment that we're able to release people from the desks. We're able to allow people to work from anywhere, and this will also help us to find ways where people don't really need to work from a particular city. Where, if I work from Lisbon, I can work to Évora. If I'm in Ireland, if I work from Dublin, I can work for any other city if I have good connectivity. This will allow us to create more balance to distribute the population across a country in a completely different way, and improve the quality of life of individuals, and also decrease the pressure from urban areas in terms of housing and resources. And this is one of the things that I wanted to share with you today, because it's one of the things that actually moves me in the way how I work. And I just wanted to give you a bit of my something that I'm particularly proud of is, we live in a society where men and women need to collaborate and live together, and it's particularly important that we bring this idea forward. I'm the son of Maria, the grandchild of Anna, the husband of Anna, and the father of Beatrice, and I'm the uncle of Sophia and Portugal. So I feel that I have my own responsibility to make sure that the world we build is inclusive for women, and I believe they will benefit from this journey of when we open work and collaboration, when we make the workplaces more inclusive. And I will finish my session here, and I'll be open to answer to questions from the audience. So I think we have a question. I just need to check that question again. Or I will ask someone to put the question here, because I think I might have missed the question. Well, aging and about aging, there are different. If we look today to some of the things that are taking place in the United States, where many technology companies have an average age around 30, we realize that a lot of problems raise from that, because we have organizations who only have 1 or 2 generations at work, and that is particularly problematic because there's not really. It's almost like if we have an organization without mentors. So it's particularly important that we are able to foster organizations where we have as many as possible age groups able to collaborate and share ideas. Of course, the age pyramid in our societies will have a huge effect. Organizations will have to find ways to adjust to the needs of older employees, and or trying to find ways to retain them, not as probably as full-time jobs, but as part-time jobs. But at the same time, they don't let their knowledge go, and they are able to pass that knowledge to the younger employees, because we know that we have people coming out of universities, we have organizations providing training and learning and development inside their organizations, but the individual knowledge from other employees that learn from experience is particularly important. So it's particularly important that older employees are able to pass their knowledge and share their experience to older generations. We are creating a serious risk if we are not able to do that, or if we break organizations in silos of ages. I don't think we are able to make society move forward if we do something like that. So, of course, it's true that age will have a strong impact in our society. We already see some of those examples in Japan, where we see the introduction of robotics at the workplace to support employees in the way how they work, in the way how they do their own activities. So it's particularly important that we are able to bring technology in order to support the aging employees at the workplace. So I know that I have about 30 seconds. I want to stick to the time, and I hope that I was able to create or present to you something inspiring that can lead you to question some of the things in relation to the future of work. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to connect with you. You can try to reach me out on Twitter on AKWYZ and ask any questions that you might like. So thank you so much.